Welcome in to Talk FC and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And in today's video, I'm not going to be telling you that Antoine Griezmann might be coming. In this video, I'm not going to be telling you that we might end up paying the release clause. And in this video, I'm not going to tell you at the end, well, we might find out soon. Because you know what? We have found out. It is now official. It is now complete. The saga has reached an end. Antoine Griezmann is a Barcelona player. Antoine Griezmann is a Barcelona player. You did hear that correctly. You did hear that correctly. And yes, I'm repeating myself because I'm excited. And that, to be honest, is not only because Griezmann is here, not only because we have signed somebody here with enormous quality, but I'm also excited because thankfully this long, drawn out, horrible saga has come to an end. Griezmann, it's done. It's signed. The clause has been paid. 120 million euros has got us our man. And in today's video, we're going to be talking all about Antoine Griezmann. Because yes, this saga does appear to have started even way back to last summer, of course, and we are going to be talking about that in this video, of course we are, but let's first and foremost just lay out the details here of what has gone on over the past few hours or so, because finally, Barcelona do appear to have gotten their act together. They've gone to the bank, they've got the money, and they have now deposited it to the La Liga offices, and that there has been cleared, gone through the accounts, and that is now signed, sealed, and delivered. 120 million euros. That there was Antoine Griezmann's drop release clause, of course. As we come into July, as we came into this month, his release clause there dropped from 200 million to 120 million euros. Barcelona now have paid that in full, no installments. They've had to pay that money in its entirety right here, right now, because usually with big transfers, particularly ones like this, over 100 million euros, usually you'd pay that in installments. Like, for instance, Felipe Coutinho coming from Liverpool, we haven't paid all of that money up front right there and then. We sort of paid it over the first year, over the second year, bit by bit. You pay the sum. With a release clause, it's all done. All there and then. 120 million euros. Antoine Griezmann will become the fifth Frenchman at the Barcelona first team this season, along with his French national team colleagues Ousmane Dembele, Samuel Umtiti, Clement Lenglet, and also their young Jean-Claire Todibo will be joining him as the French compatriots at Barcelona, and that's certainly been growing in recent years. He's got some good company there in the Barcelona first team, and based on the base transfer fees, Griezmann at 120 million euros will officially become the third highest transfer in the history of the club, only there behind Felipe Coutinho and Ousmane Dembele, which is certainly big money and a big investment there in a 28-year-old player, and that really is a lot of money, no doubt about it, and we are going to be talking about that as the video goes on, but there is no doubting here Griezmann's quality. We know all about him, we know what he can bring to this team, and from knocking us out of the Champions League back in 2016 to controversially turning us down last summer, today we're going to be assessing all of what we know about Antoine Griezmann, the good and the bad. But of course, this right here is a positive community. We look to try and see the good, and in today's video, it's going to be mostly positive on the side of Griezmann, because right here and now, he is a Barcelona player. But okay, first and foremost, I do want to cover the bad with Griezmann, because look, I really don't like what Griezmann did last summer. I didn't like the way that he turned us down. I didn't like the fact that he sort of slammed the door shut in our faces last summer and stayed with Atletico, but it was more about the way that he did it. You know, if you wanted to stay loyal to Atletico, that's no problem at all. Almost good on him for doing that, but at the same time, the whole documentary, the whole saga, the way that he was sort of leading the two teams on and trying to pick one then, I didn't like the way that he went about that, and certainly right now, he's going to have to change some opinions here from Barcelona fans, because not everybody is going to be on board with this signing, and I think that's justified. I think certainly people are well within their rights to sort of say, this isn't right, we're not happy here that we're signing somebody who didn't even want to come last summer. Why is that the case? Certainly people will still have a bit of taste in their mouth, but at the same time, that perception can be changed. That is often the fantastic thing about football, how quickly opinions can change, how quickly the game can change, how you can move on from certain events. That certainly is the beauty of football, and Griezmann himself, I tell you right now, if he's banging in the goals left, right, centre, particularly if he's banging in Champions League goals, I can guarantee people will be warming to this man very quickly, and probably almost immediately, because let's face it, he's a very good player. We all know that, and he wants to come here now, and he will be really trying to thrive, prove people wrong, and it's in all of our interest that Griezmann comes and does very well. That's what we all want, the success of Barcelona. Griezmann, a quality player coming in, we're going to get behind him, we want him to do well in a Barcelona shirt, and certainly he does have the pedigree to make that happen. Because at 28 years old, we are signing a player right here who is currently at the top of his game. He's at the top of his game, he's in the peak of his career, and that is simply why we've signed him. We wanted somebody to come in right here and now, hit the ground running. And he's going to have to do that because this signing feels very similar, really, to when we signed Luis Suarez all those years ago, 2014. It was a big fee back then too. Suarez was coming into the prime of his career. He was getting on, certainly 26, 27 years old. But that transfer fee there, that risk that we took with Suarez certainly paid off over the years. And we're going to be hoping here that Antoine Griezmann can work out in exactly the same way. And it does almost feel like because of Suarez, because of the fact that he's aging, because of the fact that maybe in the Champions League, in the big games, he's not really able to deliver as consistently as he once did. We've almost been forced here to go out this summer and buy somebody for the now. Make a big statement here with a big forward who can come in, hit the ground running and score the goals, make the impact that we need right here and now. Much like Suarez when he came, yes, there's a bit of an adjusting period. Yes, you do need a little bit of time there to get into the groove. But Griezmann here, he's 28. We will be expecting big results, and quickly too. And I certainly think he can do that, because you know what we're getting with Griezmann. We've all been watching him in La Liga over the years, we've all been watching him in Europe, we've been watching him on the world stage, of course, for his national team, and he is a very good player. He's got a proven track record at the top level, he's got good experience, and his record in front of goal is very impressive. Because Griezmann leaves Atletico Madrid after 5 seasons there, having scored 133 times in 257 appearances, along with contributing there with 50 assists also in his time in Atletico Madrid. And taking into account there the amount of minutes that Griezmann has been out on the field for Atletico, that basically translates as a goal contribution, either a goal or an assist, every 111 minutes of play. So very nearly there, 1 goal contribution per game. And Griezmann's numbers in the Champions League as well are of particular interest when it comes to Barcelona, with 48 Champions League appearances there during his time with Atletico Madrid, scoring 21 goals and providing 7 assists, which there is a goal contribution every 142 minutes. And what I would say though about his time with Atletico, and particularly when you look at the stats, yes, they're very impressive, but they don't actually tell the full story when it comes to Griezmann, because Griezmann's impact in the Atletico Madrid team under Diego Simeone is very vast. He has a big impact there. He's been their talisman. They've been relying on him to provide those goals, to provide those big moments in front of goal, because you've got to remember here, Atletico Madrid are a pretty defensive side, because Simeone's men don't exactly go all out attack at any minute of any game, to be perfectly honest with you. They're not really a team that's going to be banging in 3-4 goals every single weekend. Usually, just the 1 goal is enough for Atletico and Simeone, and usually enough, it has been Griezmann leading the line and providing those kind of moments there in front of goal for Atletico Madrid. But obviously, Griezmann hasn't just shown his quality on the club football stage, because after all, right now, you have to say, we are talking about a World Cup winner. A player here who is one of the stars for France as they won back in 2018. He scored 4 times in that tournament, and he was also named as the man of the match in the World Cup final against Croatia. And he also enjoyed success at Euro 2016 as well, just 2 years previous to that, finishing as the top goal scorer in that tournament, as well as the best player, and he also there finished as runners-up in that France side. So certainly, Griezmann, you look at his time at Atletico, breaking through, of course, as well with Real Sociedad. You saw the raw talent there back then in La Liga. He's somebody very experienced in Spanish football. Griezmann has said in the past he almost at times considers himself a Spanish player, because certainly he does have vast experience playing in Spanish football there. And of course, like I said before, he has the track record. He has done it before, and he has done it at the very top level. And the only issue for me is probably the fact this move, like I said earlier on, has probably come 1 year later than it should have. Griezmann should have been a Barcelona player last summer. I think, to be honest, he made the wrong decision. He shouldn't have stayed at Atletico. He believed maybe this season he was going to win big things, maybe the Champions League. They were trying to put together a squad which could do that, but obviously they fell short in that way to Juventus, and that wasn't good enough. Griezmann there wants to leave, wants to further his career, but he should have done that last summer, no doubt about it. But at the same time, like we said with Neymar, have we really been brilliant without him? We haven't really kicked on. We haven't really been doing it in the Champions League. We're not really excelling in the forward areas without Griezmann, so certainly we have to welcome him. He will be a player who comes into our team, who's an added goal threat, somebody who can provide a spark, somebody who can certainly take a bit of weight off Messi's shoulders, and I think Griezmann, no doubt about it, is a very quality player. You may have some strong opinions about it, you might be very angry at what he did last summer, and like I said, you're very much within your rights to do that, because Griezmann did what was unacceptable last summer in the way that he behaved. But right now, he's a Barca player. He's a Barcelona player. We all want success. Griezmann will be coming in with a big point to prove, and certainly, from what we've seen right throughout his career, he is the man who can deliver, and if he can do it in a Barcelona shirt, we will all be behind him. So obviously here guys, this here was a video welcoming Griezmann to the camp now, and also taking a look at the overview, really, what he's done in his career so far. What I am going to do, of course, is bring you a video discussing Griezmann, how he's going to link up with Barcelona, how he's going to play, where he's going to play, what are we going to do with Griezmann in our team. All of that is going to be coming up in a separate video to this one. But right here and now, the saga is over, Antoine Griezmann is a Barcelona player, and I feel in general like we can certainly be happy about that, and there should be some good times to come. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What do you think of Griezmann? What do you think of this signing? I will see you soon with more videos. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.